Good morning and welcome to the Wallet to Wealth Female Entrepreneur Interview Series. I'm Whitney Hammond, and in support of Halton Women's Place, From Wallet to Wealth is a brand created to speak to women to help mentor, educate, and inspire women to leading and living empowered lives. Mark your calendars for November the 12th. This is the evening event, and this is year number 2. We have 5 empowering female entrepreneurial speakers who will share how they found advantage in their adversity. These super women are standing up to help women win. We plan to raise $30,000 and we're already halfway there. I'm excited about that. So take a look at the link. I will put that in below and see the excitement. So we have the speakers on the event page and we have an auction. We have some ads. So jump in there and take a look. It looks pretty good. And plan for this evening for your lady friends to set a night aside to get to hear some great wisdom and help us to end violence in our community and children against women and their children. So be part of our female superwomen group and stand up for women during Women's Abuse Prevention Month. That's November. All the tickets are tax deductible. So 100% of your ticket price will go to Halton Women's Place and a tax receipt is sent to you immediately. Today, not only is Carol Elizabeth our guest speaker, she is also one of our main stage speakers for the November 12th event. Carol has lived an exciting life of giving. She knows pain, she knows struggle, and she knows triumph. She has a long history of network marketing, training, fitness, and excels in mindset coaching. She has developed tools and strategies to help us win. I love this. Welcome, Carol.
Oh, I'm so excited to be here, Whitney. This is so fun. What an honor.
Thank you. It's fabulous. So the only thing that I don't like about Zoom is I'm delayed right now with you, but anyhow, that's okay. So I'm really, really happy. Last year, so we had many names put in January for main stage speakers, and I have to say that you had the most submissions. So you definitely won that hands down, and I'm really excited about it. You have a fabulous message. So recently we've been talking about intergenerational messages and trauma and messages from society that have created limiting beliefs. And I'd just like to know, can you share your experience with us about that?
Yeah, and I love it. And I just feel so blessed that so many amazing people in my community would have offered me up to be able to speak. And I'm so excited about it. I was at the event that last year and I absolutely loved it. So to be a part of it this year, I'm extra excited. And that's such an interesting question. When you first said it to me, my first thought popped up. I don't have any trauma. I don't have anything that I can pinpoint. And that's kind of been a little bit of my story over the years. I've done a lot of personal development. I've heard a lot of things. I've worked with a lot of women that have these moments. And I kept thinking, what's wrong with me? I don't have trauma. And so I think it's so interesting that we look at it in all these different perspectives. It doesn't have to be this trauma, and so many people have gone through really hard times, but it's really unpacking what is been passed along in our lives that has made us, that it's either helped us rise or maybe held us back. And in speaking with you the other day, I talked about an event I was at, and the woman who was speaking, a friend of mine who launched a book, she said, we want to make sure that we're speaking on the behalf of the generations that came before us, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, our great aunts. And I was really close with my grandmother. And I think about a lot, if she had had an opportunity to speak more, if she had had a platform, if she was able to be the strong woman she was in that time, what might she have accomplished? And so, that really resonates with me. And then I recognize, growing up, I have a really strong mom and she's amazing. And I grew up as a really strong woman and a strong mom, and I don't need anybody. And then I started to recognize that maybe that's not all good, not good or bad, but maybe there's some softening that could occur. Maybe it's okay to ask for some help. Maybe it's okay that I don't just do it all myself and wear this badge of honor of being strong and independent. And so it's kind of unpacking that and leveling off and finding a balance in my life of what feels good to my soul, and what can I take, and what can I leave behind, and what can I meld and mold to create the life that I want, my soul wants.
Yes. Yes. Because we can't always be strong. I mean, it's in those vulnerable moments that we create incredible relationships, and the intimacy that we have between our friends and our family, and our lover, our partner. So, and you can't get there when you're being completely strong all the time. It's like being a human doing instead of being a human being. So
Hmm.
interesting. So these experiences that you've learned have actually brought terrific advantage to you. So now you're living your life really aligned with your life is authentic, and it's become very authentic. So can you talk to us about how that's worked out for you?
Yeah, my gosh. I mean, we could be here for the next week, but I'll put some of it in Cole's Notes versions. I've learned to be able to tell my story a little bit shorter with some bullets, but I mean, it's been so interesting. I'm 50 years old. I turned 50 the March 2020, and I didn't really start doing anything in my life of any significance beyond being a mother. I'm a mom of three amazing kids until into my 40s. And so I'm really passionate about helping women see, like, we're just getting started at that point. And whether you're 40, 50, 60, 70, I mean, hell yeah, you can start. It's not too late. It's time. When you're feeling it, it's time. And so I went on a journey of losing myself to motherhood, as I think many, many do. And I remember feeling really guilty the time I had a thought that I wasn't fully fulfilled in being a mom. It was my end goal for life. I want to be a mom. I want to be a mom. And I married my kid's dad because I just knew he would be a great dad. And I had these kids, and then I put everything into motherhood and lost myself along the way. And I really thought that I was unhappy because I had the extra baby weight on. I really thought I was unhappy because my body wasn't, looking like the magazines. I really thought that if I changed that, then I would be happy. And I went on a journey of health transformation, and I started in the world of fitness competing in my 40s and became a two-time international pro at 43 and 46. But what I realized very soon, as soon as I got the body, I still wasn't happy. So here I had this really hard exterior shell. I was in magazines, I was on covers, everyone wanted to know, like, how do I look like you? But I was really still unhappy. And so that started the personal development journey, and I started to equate, the timeline of transforming my body to the timeline of pretty much anything in life, as well as understanding that you have to constantly work at anything that you want to maintain, whether it's great relationships, whether it's a body, whether it's a business, and those kind of things. And so I started to learn about happiness for myself, and not as a reflection of other people's perception or other people's validation or the trophies or the titles that I would carry around really proudly, but still feeling not significant, not authentic, not aligned, but fitting into what society said was the great body with the titles and you must be amazing, but still being miserable. And so that health journey taught me a lot of what I was capable of. And that was really the light bulb switch of, like, okay, well, I did that. What else can I do? And in my early 40s, that's when I was introduced to entrepreneurship. Again, I had no idea. I never really did anything, more than just get by in school, high school. I failed my first round of university. I went back to Winnipeg and bartended for 6 years. And at the age of 27 was like, I better get a degree. I need a paper to be successful. So I got a fashion marketing degree. And so then when I got a divorce after being a stay-at-home mom for 11 years, I got a job, and instantly I was like, this sucks. Like, you're telling me how much I'm worth. You're telling me when I can have vacation. You're saying I need to book a day off to have muffins with, with moms for my kids' school. That's not okay with me. I like that. How do people live like this? And I was introduced to the world of network marketing and found a way to help other people and create a little bit of buffer for myself, which then was that my first light bulb moment to want to help other people and help other women win. Like, I love how that's the platform, because that's what I wanted. I was like, how do I help other women make a little bit of buffer? How do I help other moms who maybe, feel they can't leave where they're at financially? How do I help them? How do I help women create a little nest egg? How do I help women start their own businesses? And as a result of leaning in to help other women, that just started to explode and expand and create me, an income to be able to be a stay-at-home mom while making an income. Then I started an online business helping women on their health and wellness journeys, and then I got diagnosed with breast cancer.
Ugh.
And this was just last year. And so I was rocking and rolling, financially secure. I created a 7-figure business. I bought an amazing house. I remarried with an amazing man. And, I did all the stuff. I was meditating, journaling, everything's fabulous. And then May 2019, I felt a lump, and and I'm going to tell this story because I think it's pretty important. I always got mammograms because I had like thick, dense boobs, right? And so I always get the mammograms, and my doctor had given me the requisition. So here I am, understanding that I'm a hard worker. When I'm passionate, I can work nonstop. So the requisition was up in my office for 8 months, and I
Oh,
didn't go.
shame.
And so I was like, I gotta, okay, yeah, but work, do, go, be. And then I was having a shower, and I felt something, but it just was like, okay, Carol, go get your mammogram. So I went and got my mammogram, and 2 days later I was called back, and I just knew. I was like, this is going to be something. As much as I tried to transform my thoughts to nothing but positive, it was really, really hard. And I was diagnosed with breast cancer and took like an 8-month journey of healing and radiation and surgeries. And I just said to myself in that moment, like, what did you do? You let work and striving and all of these things take over your health again. Now, turns out it actually worked in my favor. I am a truster of the universe. And I did say to my doctor, who said to me, why didn't you get a mammogram? I'm like, I know. But then I was only on every second year mammogram. So the universe, if I had gone when she gave it to me, I wouldn't have seen it again for 2 years. So the universe really made me wait and go, so that it was a small and early, and it's been a blessed journey. But that moment woke me up to, we can have all these things, we can do all this stuff, but even though I'm self-employed and create my own days, I wasn't creating enough joy. And that's when I started to soften more. I wanted more lunches with girlfriends. I wanted more connections with amazing women like you, that just like nothing but greatness and richness. And wow, what can we do together? How can we help more people? And so it's just been this constant, like, what's next? What else can I learn journey? I don't know if that made any sense, but.
Oh, it made huge sense. That's amazing. So first of all, so for stay-at-home mom, and then you created this explosive business. I mean, you have so many followers, and I've lurked your photos, and they're amazing. And the one thing that attracted you to me so much back probably last year, was when you talked about how you felt, how you looked on the outside and how you felt on the inside. So many of us women, we don't talk about that. Yes, we look good. We worked hard to look good, but then we're still we still hurt and bleed the same way that everybody else does. And don't ignore us because it looks like we have everything, because
Mm,
we don't have everything unless we have everyone. And
mhm,
that's what I like, is that you're including everyone, and you're helping everyone, and you're letting people know that, look, you can achieve the success. Life hasn't passed you by. Just be, you
mhm,
can, and there's a lot of women now that are in their late 40s and 50s that are coming into, oh my gosh, I lost myself raising my children. So one of the things, I'll come to that later. I wrote one of the things down. I'll come to that later. But yeah, so everything that you said makes sense. And then, so you're running really hard, and then you get this health diagnosis, which for anybody would be just absolutely devastating, and double devastating, because you're on stage. You're a body, so you're a
mhm,
human being, but you're also you're working with your body. So if anybody's going to kick this and get by this, like, it's going to be you, because you're a strong survivor. And I
mhm,
do like some of your pictures because you're not hiding your scars. And I think that it's really important that we do stuff like this so that people cannot feel alone when something like
mhm.
this happens. So you spoke a little bit about yourself and your business, but can you talk to us more about the business that you've built, and the service that you offer?
Yeah. There's actually, a multitude of businesses that, it's so funny because I always think like, okay, who am I and what do I do and how do I say it? But there's actually lots of ways that I work with people. And I think that, owning that is pretty amazing. When one of my strengths, I would say now, if I can, take the knowledge that I've gotten from people I've worked with, is that they quite like that I do multiple things. But we can let society tell us that, well, you're confusing people if you do all of these things, and okay, well, I better knock off a few things that I love doing. That doesn't make any sense to me. So I have basically three different ways that I work with people. Some of them overlap completely, some of them are completely separate, and I'm sure by next year I'll have another thing because I just love so much trying things out. And I'm not a get ready girl. I'm a leap, leap, leap. Oh, maybe that didn't work. Figure it out kind of girl. So I love helping women with their own physical body transformations. I think years ago it was give you the meal plan, help you lose body weight. Then I really understood it's so much mindset. So I love to help people and really understand that it's okay. I think we're in a world right now. I'm all for body positivity. I'm all for loving ourselves, but I want people to understand, are we making healthy choices? And I know that over COVID, I was drinking a little bit more than I was. I wasn't moving my body. And so the result is I still think I'm freaking amazing, but there's a level of not being so healthy. So want to change that. So I help women on their physical transformations, whatever that is, helping them out. I also help women start kind of mini entrepreneurial journeys in the network marketing space. I really am an advocate for this industry when done right. I'm a real wanting to show people that network marketing is not for the people with all the time in the world and the people that don't have any skills, and the old school thought of network marketing. So I really love showcasing the industry so that as more and more people join it, you maybe, if your friend is doing it, you support them and don't think it's a weird wackadoodle thing. It's a real significant business, and in a time like now when people are looking for ways to create income and residual wealth, it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful model. And then I recently launched the Warrior Woman Entrepreneurial Incubator, which is really mindset again. I just really believe that every woman is capable of so much. And it's the stories and the baggage and the cast of characters and who we're around and all that stuff that I love getting at women to see themselves as just freaking epic. And then just from that space, doing stuff. So the Warrior Woman is really unleashing your inner warrior. We all have an inner critic I like people to, learn to have an inner mentor. I talk to myself all the time. I coach myself through, but that warrior really started to resonate with me. So helping women meet their warrior and then show up as their warrior. You're a warrior. You show up as a different level of Whitney, depending on what you're doing. And that just becomes who you are. So the Warrior Woman Entrepreneurial Incubator is for women that want more in life, but maybe just it's all of the crabs in the bucket bringing them down. It's their spouse, it's their friend saying, you can't do that. You can't start a business at 50. You can't do this. You blah, blah, blah. And so I like to bring us together and say, hell yeah, we can. Let's do it together. So that's another way I work with people. Mindset, whether it's a business related or just mindset for, finally letting go of the intergenerational baggage and the stories and the limiting belief for the person telling you can't do that. Or so yeah, that's something that's really fires me up, because what I recognize in unpacking my journey and the journey of women that I work with and hang out with, when we believe is the only way we're going to have any transformation. You won't lose the weight you want to lose if you don't believe that you will. You won't earn the extra money if you don't believe that you will. You won't find the spouse if you don't believe that you will. You won't make it as a strong woman if you don't believe that you will. And so I really just dig down to get you to just stand in your strength and take action from that space. And then, as you know, all of a sudden you're like, oh snap, I did it.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm so in tune with and yet being so in tune with what you do, I'd be like the perfect client for you too, because it's just because really when you reach a level, there's more levels to go. So I mean, I've achieved my business level, and now I'm into this non-for-profit giving, and it's a whole new thing, So yeah, I do have to show up. I'm a new entrepreneur when it comes to
space
in philanthropy in this area. So, but I love that. I just you just remind me of I remember I did a lot of stuff with Tony Robbins years ago, and he would stand behind the curtain before he came out, and he'd do his stuff. Before he jumped out on stage. And it's true, like you have to show up. And for people that are watching, because we do get a lot of people watching in this series, is that, take Carol's advice, show up. It's about, I use this analogy. If you ask a man to go and kill fish, I want you to go and kill that fish. The guy will go and get the spear, and he's going to go and kill the fish, and he's going to bring it back to me. If I ask a girl to do it, well, it's raining today and it's kind of cold, and I didn't sharpen this, and can I go and get it tomorrow because I got these different, and it's like, for God's sakes, just go and kill the fish. And that's what you're saying. Like, this is what you do. You show people how to step into their light, who they are, and go and kill that fish. So I
unpack the journey. I sort of cut you off there, but to unpack the fact that you already have what you need inside now. And I get it. If you're listening, there was a time that every single thing that comes out of my mouth on a daily basis, when I heard it from other people, I rolled my eyes, I made fun of them, I called them names. I was judgy Janet, and I was like, that can't be, that's not true. I need to do this. I need to have this. I need to have this house and this car and this money, this body, right? But I can promise you, you have what you need within you right now. We just have to unpack it. We have to uncover it. And one piece of advice that I want to give the ladies listening right now is that what you see in other people, you already have. So if you look at Whitney and you're like, oh my God, she's got this sovereign wealth management. She flies a plane. She's amazing. She helps people create wealth. Like, I could never. Well, no, you're recognizing in her that she's just an amazing woman. Like, as soon as I saw her, I'm like, oh my God, Whitney and I need to be besties. We need to fly to Prince Edward County together. And so I see you, which I'm terrified to get in little planes. And I'm like, I met Whitney because she's going to get me in that little plane, and I'm going to be freaking out the whole time. But I know that we've been brought together for a greater purpose. And I trust that. So trust that. If you're listening, you guys already have what you need within you. Sometimes you just need cheerleaders. You need people to hold your hand and say, we're freaking doing this. And then you'll be a cheerleader for somebody else. And that's what you're creating. And that's what I want, a ripple effect. We help people, help people, help people, help people. The world is a better place.
Absolutely. And you know that the receiving is all in giving. I've learned that.
Mm.
Where were you on that cupcake run last year?
I know. That's what I saw. I would have been
That
there.
was that was so much fun. Honest to God. Like, so about helping people, poor Kelly, she's like, I'm gonna run out of cupcakes. And I saw her face and I thought, well, I'll just fly them into you.
I
No
love that.
problem. Can somebody bake them and I'll just fly them out.
I love it. I love it.
So okay, so tell us what's next? What's next in your life? What
Mm, gosh, such an interesting question because part of the journey of my cancer diagnosis was like, what is next? And does there need to be a next? Because there was always a striving for next rank, next level, next income. And my mode of operation, really prior to May 2019, was operating out of overwhelm. Like it's just, that's how I was. Papers everywhere, everything scattered, an energy of like overwhelm, even though it was positive, but there was an energy of overwhelm. And so I had a limiting belief of myself that more, greater success, another business, all these things would mean more overwhelm. And then I had to talk to myself, as you hear, I talked to myself at the time, and I said, that's not truth. You can, this is your lesson. This is your chance to now double your income, double your team, write the book, have the retreats, do the things without having extra overwhelm with it. So the more, I'm not necessarily sure. I know there's more. I know there's a book. I love doing things like what you're doing and interacting with women. I know there's more collaborations than ever. I that's really, where I'm at. That's really where I'm at. I don't know what's more, but I know there's more, if that makes sense. That's why my podcast is called So Much More, because I want women to believe that they understand that they are worthy and capable of so much more than they believe they are. And so that also the word more has had such a negative connotation, right? More money, more this, more. But what if it's more abundance, more, with more wealth, you can give more, with more time, you can, right? So I want to reframe this more word to be like a beautiful word instead of the hardness that comes with it most of the time.
Yeah, I love that. And I've written so many things down here. So much more podcast.
Yeah,
Uh, I'm not signed up for that, and I am going to, when we hang up, I'm going to sign up for that.
I'll
Um,
have you on as a guest.
Absolutely. You know what? You've given so much. The one thing that you talked about before we jumped on was about, did I live? Did I love?
Mm,
Did I matter? And for you, I mean, that is who you are. You are so giving. You're not about taking. You're
mm,
about giving, and I love that. It's just
mm,
that spirit that you're in is. I mean, that's why you've attracted so much in your life. And the cancer story. It's not a nice story, but it's a
mm,
story that you're going to actually be able to share that for decades going forward. The hope. You're a trailblazer. You're dynamic, and very glad to be connected with you here today. So I'll give you the
mm.
last word, and then of course for people watching, get your tickets, and because Carol is going to be a main stage speaker, and I'm really excited to have her. It was kind of scary thinking that we're not going to be together. And of course, I had to pivot everything to doing it virtual, but it's actually going to be better because we can see your face, we can feel your energy, we can hear your story so much more,
Mm.
and we'll have those rooms where we can check in together and spend some time together, but before and after. But it's going to be, in fact, there's not going to be enough time. It's just going to blow through so quickly because we're planning all sorts of cool things. So
That's
get
it.
your tickets. And Carol, you have the last word for us.
Oh, well, thank you so much. This just flew by. And I really believe in women. I believe in sisterhood. I believe more than ever now at any age. Really, I've got a soft spot for those of us in our 40s, 50s, 60s, because I think that if I think about my life when I would have looked at a 50-year-old, I would have thought like, oh, that like that's it. Like they've just kind of the best years have come and gone. And I just think that there's so much that happens if we can do the work. We can either carry the limiting beliefs with us right to the grave, or we can rise up and say, wait a minute, I raised a family, I did this, I was a spouse, I blah, 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 I had a career, but maybe I want more joy, more fulfillment. And there's no reason I can't. And that's not a bad thing to ask for or to strive for. We just have to be around the people. And if I could give one word of advice, get yourself around people that are living a life that you want. Don't take advice from anyone unless they have a relationship that you want, they're in a healthy body that you want, they're creating an income that you want, because you're going to hear people say, you can't do that. That's not a real job. You could never be fit at 50, blah, 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 blah. And that's a reflection of them. It's okay. They don't mean to harm you or be mean, but get yourself around people that cheer you on and rise you up. And that's what Whitney's created. That's what we have here. Bring more friends, trust yourself, get around people, and just stay. You have the ability to design a life that you wake up every day with happiness. And that is something that I think we all deserve.
Yeah, I love it. Absolutely love it. Those are, we're going to have to we're going to have to edit this and clip that out.
Right.
Because you know what, I could do all the advertising. That was fabulous. Okay, well, thank you very much for being with us today, and we'll see everybody in another week next Monday at 10 o'clock. Take care. Thank you,
Ciao,
Carol.
ciao. Bye.